Ronald Reagan said to sit back, hoping that someday, some way, somehow, someone will make things right by single fact. It is like continuing feeding the crocodile, hoping he will eat you last, but eat you he will. Many people, these are the last days. Many people are living in fear, wondering what will happen next in our Bahama land. Some folks are prisoners in their own homes. We can't even go on the beaches nowadays and enjoy the scenery. I am terribly concerned when my children go out at night because you don't know what will happen. The Bahamas is not what it used to be. The islands, the family islands, which were reasonably safe, are not what they used to be. Crime and sexuality are out of control. It's off the chain. We are so perplexed when the Bible said a long time in 2 Timothy 3, 1-5, that there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, all of those things. And then in Matthew 24, 37-39, it said, just as in the days of Noah, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, and then the floods came, washed them away. And then in the days of Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, they were doing, buying, drinking, selling, planning, building, doing all the lewd things. And then fire came down and destroyed them. And it continues and said, so it will be in the days of the Son of Man. That is the time. Homosexuality and lesbianism rather than heterosexuality. Alcohol and drunkenness rather than temperance. These are the last days. Divorce and remarriage rather than anyone? Honoring vows, premarital sex, and pornography rather than purity. Lust and self-gratification rather than godly self-control. Abuse and violence rather than respect and mercy. Psychology and rationalism rather than taking responsibility. These are the last days. These are the factors that contribute to the crime and sexual problems we have today. Crime is on the rise. Did you hear the news? Mrs. Blair and her son, they were shot in their home while she was teaching her grandchild. Did you hear the news? Duran's car was stolen from the post office. December 13, 2013, the Tribune reported that the United States Embassy in Nassau had reiterated its warning against increased criminal activity in the Bahamas for its U.S. citizens who were coming to the Bahamas for this past Christmas season. In an alert sent out to the U.S. citizens via email, the embassy advised that armed robbery remains a major threat facing visitors to the Bahamas. Citing the crime statistics compiled by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the embassy informed recipients that there were 457 reported armed robberies and 28 house break-ins between January 1st and May 27th. Just a half, not even a half a year. And this crime report has a total of 4,238 criminal acts for the same period. And I will pass this around so you can just have a brief look at them. That is the police report. These are the last days. Sexuality seems to be necessary. It seems to live. Everybody is doing it. The young, the old, women and women, men and men. There are young prostitutes on the docks. Did you know that? And they are making a way of survival. The age of those sexually active is falling. We have ages 10 and 11 years old with 2 and 3 partners and even more. Sexually transmitted infections and HIV are skyrocketing. I have a report here from the Department of Public Health and Surveillance Unit of the Bahamas, and it shows our rates of chlamydia and gonorrhea and how high these statistics are. These statistics are from 1994 up to 2012, and we have cases of 1,138 chlamydia cases and 260 cases in 2011. And these have moved from 206 in 1994. They had a fall, and then it's going back up 2011, 260. And then in 1994, we started chlamydia 145, and it's now at 1,138 cases. These are considered some of the young people's infections. HIV, new cases. Just look at that. The green represents the males, and the orange, the females. That is our rates out of 250, so it's almost 250, and these are new cases of HIV between the period of 1985 and 2011. I challenge you to take all precautions to be safe. Observe your surroundings. Always seek God's protection and leading in your transaction and travels. There is no one that can assume, that you can assume is safe. Pray and trust in God for guidance, and don't be coerced or seduced into anything. Steve Jobs says, for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And when the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Clarke.